What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me here today at the Elk Creek Campground in the Tillamook State Forest. And today I'm going to be doing a little one-night camping trip at that campground and walking up one of the trails a little ways, putting out some gifts, and kind of scoping out exactly why some people say they have encounters both on trails and public camping grounds. So go ahead and grab a cup of coffee, maybe a soda, uh, whatever your favorite legal beverage is, and go ahead and stay tuned as I weave you a tale of my own experiences at the Elk Creek Campground to Idiot Creek Trailhead. I was a little negligent at the actual trailhead, and so I don't know if that's what the little wooden sign says, but if you want to follow along, you can kind of see where we're at and where we're going. Um, and so, first off, it's a very beautiful trail, interrupted by some shoddy camera work there. Uh, but if something like Sasquatch were to exist, and we give them even half of the credit for the things they are supposedly able to do and of their ability to hide and blend in, then I really don't think it's any surprise that they could very easily keep tabs of everybody and anybody who enters and is currently on and leaving the trail and at the campground. Because I mean, they would just have to like lay down on all those ferns and you're never seeing them. So I think that's kind of a fact you have to accept that if they wanted to be here and not be seen, 100% super easy. Because you're also walking down the trail, running down the trail if you're a runner, uh, talking with the homies, making a lot of noise. So they're you know having no problems seeing you, hearing you, uh, you know. So I think that is something that you just would have to accept. Um, and there's a very nice view down to the river on the trail itself. Um, we'll get other shots of the river as well. But oh, geez, there must be a Sasquatch on screen. I see if I can find it. Oh, well, it must be gone. But that's a pretty good sign. I like the fact that camera went blurry. It tends to do that when they're on screen. So, uh, let's keep going forward. So this was pretty cool. Found a little fire ring just off the trail, kind of riverside. And I suppose since there is a fire ring, I should kind of tell you my hypothesis behind all of this. So I've never had a Sasquatch encounter, um, but I've spent quite a bit of time in the outdoors in my life, and I've, kind of always been a little curious about it. So I'm approaching this from the mindset of someone that is like, well, okay, if these things are out there, X, Y, and Z. So to me, it would make a lot of sense for something like a Sasquatch to use something like our hiking trails and our highways as essentially their own kind of personal highways as well to get to and from places they need to get to. Now, they probably don't follow on the trail or highway the whole way, but these are big, clear sections where they can pretty easily see if there is anybody on them and can very easily hear if someone or something is coming. So that's why, that's why I think that it's, pretty feasible that someone could have an encounter in a spot just like this. Um, and so something that we went ahead and did while out on our camping trip and our hiking trip is this first little set of gifts right here. It's just a rock and a shell I picked up from the coast. But, I don't think I'm going to really be leaving cameras out too much. I think I'm going to do a lot of relying on gifting and hope that they can feel a bit more, you know, open to showing themselves around me if I don't have any cameras other than what I record on my person. So here's just a couple extra, B-roll footage shots as we're on our way to drop off the second gift, which is just another rock and some shells. I say we because my dad is with me. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. It's not just me losing my mind, not yet anyway. Um, but and then we're gonna go a little bit further up the trail once we've dropped off his gifts. So we're at the split in the road where the bridge crosses the river. And another thing is that kind of going off of what I was mentioning earlier, if something wanted to keep an eye on where hikers may be, you're not seeing anything back in there. So if they are as camouflaged or even half as well as camouflaging themselves as people say they are, they could easily, you know, sit up somewhere right in that kind of thicket, keep an eye out, and you're not gonna see them. Or heck, even just right up there. Like it would be pretty easy for something to keep an eye on people just down below and not be seen. So that's why when people say, "Oh, if they're on the hiking trail, you'd think people would see them." It's it's places and locations like this that you can pretty easily argue, no, not really. Something wouldn't have to be too far into either side of the tree line to make a good amount of noise, give you a good scare, and you would never see it. So, um, here is that second pair of gift rocks. We are actually going to be leaving these overnight. So, oh, the Sasquatch, you must be scoping out this stockpile. This is a good sign. Um, so this is, I couldn't tell you how much further up the trail. I was a little negligent with my phone storage space, so it's a little all over the place. But as you can tell, you gain a lot of elevation once you've crossed the bridge. And that's another thing, is that with how thick it is now, viewing down, if there was something down at the water, moving to the water, you know, good luck seeing it, good luck getting a good picture of it or film of it. And um, yeah, it really only gets worse the further up the trail you go. I don't think we go that much further up, but gosh, it sure is a nice view from up here. Yeah, so we're on the way back now. We did not get mauled, did not get scared off. We were just hungry for some steak tacos and thirsty for a couple of tasty beers. So just kind of giving you another shot up of the just the steep slopes off to one side of your encounter on this trail. And, well, it makes for a very scenic view if something wanted to keep an eye out for people before it started using the trail to get from one spot to another. That's where it'd be doing it from. So, as you can see, getting ready to call it a night, got the campfire going, but I hope you're ready for one of the most chilling encounters I think anyone's ever captured on film. I'm just kidding. Nothing happens. Um, but that's the thing, if you're hanging around the campfire having a good night and something decides it wants to make a lot of noise again, even at this campsite, you're not going to see anything. So I think it's very realistic to think that you could be at a public camping ground with plenty of your friends and have something, causing a ruckus, making sounds, scaring people off, and you would just never see it. And to kind of wrap us up here, here's a cute little bunny rabbit that was having some fun on the trail. Honestly, it was probably having even more fun than my dad and I were on this little outing of ours. So, but it also goes to show another potential food source for these guys is you know this was the one that spent the most time out in the open, but we definitely saw a few more while we were out and about. Pair that with berries that are coming in, crayfish in the river, trout. It would be pretty easy for something large to survive. And of course, it's the next day. Nothing nothing showed up. But I honestly wasn't expecting anything to happen. I expect nothing is going to happen most of the time. Now, I did leave both sets of gifts out there, but I did hide them so they wouldn't be found by other people. And that's pretty much all I got for you. So thank you for sticking around with me today. I do have much more adventurous trips planned, such as like I'm going to be going out in back forest roads, hunting out in national forests again. So there's going to be a lot more uh, coming out to you. I just figured you got to start somewhere. I had this thought process while I was out on the trails and at a public campground. So thanks for sticking with me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and we will see you next time.